Concept 20 is going to be 4 short videos that are using your note-taking sheet. Now in Units 3A and 3B, we talked about functions. We talked about the graphs of functions, tables of functions, and the equations of different kinds of functions. In Unit 4, we're talking about specific functions, and they are linear functions. Now, one of the things that we're going to do is learn how to graph linear functions. And the first way we're going to talk about that is graph using X and Y intercepts. Now, first, I want to talk to you about the standard form of an equation. And that is, for example, 2x plus 4y equals 12. That's where the x and the y are on the same side of the equal sign. When you see a linear equation written like that, then it is in standard form. Now the x-intercept of an equation, or of the graph of an equation, is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So in our first graph there, I've circled where our line crosses the x-axis, and it's at the point 3, 0. So my x-intercept here would be 3, 0. Now, the y-intercept, and I'm not very good at this, you guys, so deal with me here, is at the point where the graph crosses the y-axis. And I've put a little box around that, and as you can see, that is at the point 0, 6. So 0, 6 is my y-intercept. Now let's look at our other two graphs here. What I've done is I've identified both the x and the y-axis. On my second graph, I've circled the x-intercept, and you can see that that is at the point 4, 0. It's where my line crosses the x-axis. The y-intercept is at the point 0, 2. I put a little box around it. That is where my line crosses the y-axis. That's the y-intercept. Okay, and the last one, take a look at that. See if you can figure out what the x and y intercepts are. And then I'm going to write where I think they are. I think the x-intercept is at -1, 0, and the y-intercept is at 2 or 0, -2. Now, there's something important about all of these x and y intercepts that I want you to look at, and that is that when you are talking about an x-intercept, notice that the y value is always 0 at the x-intercept. The y value is always 0. Now, when I'm looking at my y-intercepts, notice my x value is always 0. On my y-intercept, my x value is always 0. I'm going to use that to help identify where the x and y intercepts of an equation are. Okay, that's the end of our first video, so go to the next one